Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Stamping Flair. My name's Rochelle Led Smith. Thanks for joining me. I'm from Melbourne in Australia, and today is the 5th of October, and I'm sharing with you it's my creative escape this Wednesday, my regular Facebook Live. So I'm just sharing with you some inspiration weekly, and thanks for joining me today. If you're joining with me, please say hi. If you're watching the replay, also just say hello, comment as you see what I share. Let me know your thoughts on the project I am sharing with you. I'll just give you a few moments to just making sure as it hops works its way around everyone's feed, and sometimes it does take a while. Hope you've had a good week. I hope you have been enjoying this week. What a week it's been. We have had World Card Making Day on Saturday. That was huge. Um, if you can still catch the replay or the recorded content of the Stamping Up event. If I'll posted the link for you. If you can't find it, just let me know and I'll send it through to you. That was a great event we had. We could craft for 3 hours. Not only that, we were exposed to different demonstrations, different types of creativity, um, different generations crafting together. We also got some fun sneak peeks of new product, and that was a lot of fun. I've been able to order, demonstrators have been able to pre-order that product which we had a sneak peek of. So yesterday I placed that order. I just love the designer series paper that was in that. I just love the whole suite. But if you want to see what that product is, make sure you hop on that um, recorded content and you will be able to see that product. Once I get that product, I will be sharing some products, sharing some projects with you. The other thing you would have checked out on World Card Making Day, and if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. We had a 24-hour event, but it was nearly like 2 days, nearly 48 hours. It was there were so many presentations. There were 30 presentations. Sorry, it was about 30 hours, 31 hours. Um, on the hour, we had a presentation going with another group of us, and I did share that group. You can still go and check out all the videos there. There was lots of tips, lots of ideas. I learned so much there with how to use certain tools, some very good tips, and some great demonstrations. So make sure you go and check out that. Be um, you will get lots of inspiration. So I hope you have a time to check that out. Now, that was the start of October. Then 4th of October came along, which was yesterday, and it keeps going on. I hope you had a chance to enjoy the free shipping that was on offer. There is a birthday card organizer kit that has come out, and I'm just going to turn my camera around so you can see. I haven't got the kit yet, but I'm just going to show you a printed version of what hopefully you can see. And just so you get a visual here, and it's not very good there. Yeah. Okay, I think it's better if I show you upwards. Hang on. It's this. It is actually something for you to plan your birthday card giving. And I think it's a great kit. So you get the planner, plus you also get a kit to make 12 birthday cards in it. It's $44. I think it's great value. So you are going to get design projects. I'm just reading it, step-by-step instructions. It makes 12 cards, 6 each of 2 designs. Plus you get the birthday planner. So it's got like little slots for you to like add your cards for the year. And sometimes we do forget what's the birthdays as they come up. So if we can pre-plan at least for the next month, you can slot them in and uh, plan your birthday. So that's $44. I think with Christmas coming up too, it would be a great gift for the new year. So people can organize their birthday cards, even if they're not card maker. They have got some cards they can start off with. So some ready to go cards. The other you buy is this starter kit promotion. Now, joining up doesn't mean you have to demonstrate or anything like that, but you can take advantage of this kit and you can take advantage of the 20% discount you get when you join, and it's ongoing as long as you're a demonstrator. You can just be a discount shopper. You're getting $283 worth of product. You can choose that product. Stamping Up don't um, dictate what is in that kit. You choose what you want. So if you've got some things, you just choose what you want in that, and you only pay $169 for that kit. That is only until the 31st of October. I've got the link there for you to join my team. I would love for you to be part of it. Um, there is no, it's a no obligation kit. So if you decide that you don't want to be part of Stamping Up as a demonstrator after that, you get to keep that kit. There's no obligation. You don't have to make another purchase until March next year. So you get to try that out. And then if you want to, of course, continue, there are some purchases you do have to make. But if you want to try it out, try it out. It's $169 and you get to choose $283 worth of product. It's definitely worth it. You're getting $114 worth of product free. That's the basic math of it, and you're getting free shipping as well on that. So today's card has been inspired. The one I'm making today is inspired by the color combination or the color palette at Just Add Ink challenges. I like to use those challenges to challenge myself. The color combination given was Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, and Starry Sky. Now that's three of our in colors, and they're quite bright and very summery colors. But I decided to make a Christmas card with that, and so I'm using um, the Leaves of Holly bundle. Okay, so this bundle is pretty uh, let me try and see. This is very, sorry, it's not very clear, is it? Yeah, this bundle is very traditional colors. You get the colors there, but I wanted to go a bit modern with this color palette, so I decided to challenge myself and make a Christmas card with those colors. And so we'll get to it. So this is the Leaves of Holly stamp set. And you might see that better there without the light shining on it. It's quite large stamps, so I think with these kind of stamps you don't need a lot of stuff going on. Maybe the sentiment and those the leaves are more focal images, so you don't have to spend a lot of time with the decorating. Now I'm hopeful that with this card you'll be able to create multiples of this card. Once you get, as I show you, it is a quick kind of card. There is a little bit of die cutting, not a lot, but ideally with Christmas coming up, you want it to be have some quick make cards ready or handy for you to be able to create multiples of, because sometimes we just have so much going on at Christmas time and you do want to create it. Like as you look at it, this has a lot of texture and things like that, but it's one of those cards I I think with all the texture, it looks like you've taken forever and it doesn't. So this is the Snowflake Specialty Vellum. You get three designs and you get an iridescent lot as well. And it has beautiful texture on it. It's really, it's got like a velvety feel to it on top. And so it's really nice. And I will have the measurements up and I'll send them out in my newsletter this week for you. The one where I send all my instructions. I'm trying to see whether this lighting sometimes makes a difference on my transmission here. I apologize for that. All right, let's see. So I've got a blending brush, and what I'm going to do is do a little bit of blending, not much. So the Starry Sky being a quite a bright color, I just wanted a touch of it. So this piece width here is 7 centimeters, and I wanted to create a banner with this. So I'm going to make the measurement halfway is 3.5. So you can make a banner with any of these, any width. So I'm just going to go to the 3.5 mark here. And so up the top here, you can see the centimeter mark there. And I'm just going to bring it down 2 centimeters. So you can just see now this insert, when you first get your trimmer, you will get, this arm will come with the inches. I think I could be wrong, but anyway, that's my centimeters one. Yeah, because you do have to get, I could be wrong there. I could be mixing it up with my score. It's been so long since I've got a trimmer. But so I've just measured up 2 centimeters that way and 3.5 this way. And just to create your banner, you can freehand this, which is, and just go by eye. Okay, so then we just cut a banner there. And now I've got Starry Sky. So I wanted a more muted tone for this. So, hi Fiona, great to see you. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Good to see you. So I'm just wiping off the, just blending off the excess, quite a bit of the excess. And I'm just going to add a little bit here. So I'm just adding this in the center. Now you could do a full sheet of this, like a big background, and just pick up all the color of that. See how that just lifts that up a bit? Then we will take a piece of basic white, which is a standard matte, and I want this banner to sit on this side. I'm going to bring that blending up that way on my white piece. So this is kind of a eyeballing kind of, I'm just feeling it, and it doesn't matter. By putting the vellum over, it will make that starry sky just that little bit lighter and muted. Already I've taken off some of that brightness of it, but the vellum will make it softer. Okay, so see that? So you can still see that starry sky under, but it's just making it that touch softer. The next thing, so I'll set that aside for now. The next thing I've got is some Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper. This paper, the color is actually Granny Apple Cream, very close to Parakeet Party, but it is not quite. So that's Parakeet Party there. So the color combination required was Parakeet Party. So this is the other side of that paper. So I'm going to cut 2 of these holly from this designer series paper from my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, using my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it'll fit in the mini. And you can see this won't take long. As you do this card, you will see that it is quick card. I'm not going to layer much. It's just, if anyone, just keep cutting multiples and you'll have this ready. I'm going to trim that down. I didn't get through. of die. It comes with 2 holly leaves, but they're different sizes. I just wanted the same size, so I'll just... Next I'll do my die cutting as much as I can now. Then I've got some sweet sorbet and some silver. And we're going to cut berries from that. So you can stamp them as well, but I didn't. Just made it quite simple. So we'll cut our berries. All right, so we've got all that ready. There's still a little more die cutting, but for now, that's it. Did I lose my other leaves? Probably. This is one. I die cut the other way. I can die cut another one. That's okay. Sometimes it gets stuck under something else. Oh no, it's still in the die. Can't get that out. So it pops out quite easily. And that's what I like about this. So, and that's why it's quick as well, because then you don't have to fuss around with even though it's a nice detailed die, you don't have to fuss around with it. Now there is another die that goes under this. If you wanted, you can put a nice lighter green. That's an option for you, which for this card, I didn't do that, but you can do that. So to make it Parakeet Party, I just blended over this with Parakeet Party to get that tone. And you can look at your designer series paper like this and see how you can change it to give you more options with your designer series paper. Can you change it so you can make it work for another project? So don't restrict yourself with, if a designer series paper comes in one shade or one color, you can change that many times. So I'll just show you that bottom half hasn't been done, and that's the difference. And I see that. You can use that as a stencil. That looks pretty cool. Okay, now with this is a matter of just layering them. You can layer whatever color you like. I used silver in this case just for a bit of difference. I'm just taking that little dot from the die. If you just run your Born folder, another way you can do is put it between copy paper and run it through your die cutting machine, and it's just going to flatten that out. got that and that. We've got a Starry Sky card base. You can try it with a sweet sorbet card base. Just try do different variations just for fun. And now what I'm going to do is just start by adding the leaves, to my card, to the vellum, because that'll enable me to see where I can put glue on that vellum, where I can hide that glue. I'm just gluing that down. Sometimes it's good to challenge yourself with some different color schemes. And then you get that modern kind of color palettes and just do something different. Then I have a piece of designer series paper, which is from the 6x6 packs, which are for the different colors we have, and you get the subtles and the neutrals, and this is the in color one. So I'm basically seeing where that is hitting and going behind it. And then I think I can safely go a little bit there. And see how that goes. Gonna trim that down a bit. I don't need that much. I'll just glue that down. Can use the check. We'll try the check. And I'll bump that out to the side there. And glue that there. Let's make sure that fits in our envelope. My sample card didn't, yeah, so that's just a bit out. So let's pull that out. If you don't put too much glue, you can then adjust it. Oh, sorry. I forgot something. I forgot my twine. I have twine. We can do it. Okay, let's put some twine here. So I'm just adding some double-sided tape. It's tricky when I'm trying to avoid the glue. And I'm using some of this twine, which is from the In Color twine pack. And you get it in all the in colors. And I'm just getting 2 lengths of that. because I've got a teeny weeny bit there that's I can't quite get. I'm just going to make sure that that doesn't come off. I'll just add a bit of double-sided tape there. Make sure that that's good. Then I can glue that on, and then I'll put a glue on it just after. Make sure that's not going to stick somewhere where it's not meant to, because it's got glue on it. That's a bit wonky, isn't it? But I'm lucky because of that vellum. I haven't pressed it down too much, so it's okay. Now we'll tie a bow here. I don't know. I will give you proper measurements. I'm just kind of working with what I think will work. Guessing about 20 centimeters maybe. I've just gone under each, so that's about 40 centimeters. But generally, when I put my instructions, I give 30 centimeters for a bow only, just so that you don't end up with it being so difficult to tie. If you're experienced at it, that's fine. But sometimes, if bows are not your thing, trying to tie a bow with a teeny weeny bit of ribbon can be a pain. So you're better off working with more than less, otherwise you'll end up throwing it. I should have taken that bow to it, but that's okay. We can make sure it's hidden nicely under there. Now for our sentiment, I am going to bring a bit of a bigger piece of cardstock. I had two smaller pieces ready. I think I'm going to get a bigger piece because I want to use my Stampin Rewards on this. So I'm using the Christmas Wishes stamp, the sentiment from this stamp set. You need this foam mat under because it's photopolymer. So the first thing I am going to do, there's different ways you can do this, but the way I'm doing it is I'm going to ink it up in tuxedo black. This is my preferred method of doing this. And the reason I'm using this apparatus is because sometimes with the photopolymer, you might not get a clean image first up. And so you're better off having the ability to redo it. I'll go again. If you have any questions, please pop them on, or you can message me privately if you prefer. I don't mind. But if you have a question, someone else might have the same question and would like that answered as well. So sometimes it's good to ask it, and I can help you. I'll try and help you at least. Okay, so then that's that one. And then what I do is I'll give it a clean with my chamois, and I'm going to clear emboss it, and that'll just make it nice and shiny and make that image, the sentiment part. Now you could stamp this in Versamark and heat emboss in black. Now that is not my black embossing powder. I do use it, but I prefer for sentiments to do it this way because sometimes black embossing powder can get everywhere. So I find this a bit of a cleaner way to do it. and I'll do it again. The black embossing powder does work, like it's fine, but that's what it's there for. But this is my preferred method for sentiments. Then we will get our embossing additions toolkit and we'll clear emboss that. We'll make sure that's clear embossing powder. Pour that. Now, if you want to just make this a bit quicker, you don't have to do the embossing part. You can just stamp it. If you do all your sentiments in one hit, that'll be quicker for you too. All right, let's bring in our heat gun. Now the advantage, if that missed or anything like that, you can go back in with your Stampin Rewards and redo it. Next thing is we have got this label from this leaves of holly. I'm not sure what the dies anyway, and that is a nice little die for that sentiment. There's another sentiment that it has season's greetings as well, which fits in there. I have used it for cards, but it's not. I have to say, it's not my go-to greeting. I'm not too fond of season's greeting. I prefer Merry Christmas or Christmas wishes. How about you? Do you use season's greetings much? I guess it's okay for like if it's sort of if you're meeting people after Christmas, maybe, I don't know, like get-togethers after Christmas, like between, it's like saying compliments of the season kind of thing. Oh, definitely a bit cricket, isn't it? After all that, that's not good. Should I redo it? Probably. That must have jumped when I die cut it. That's the risky run. Let's redo that. We want to do that properly. The struggle is real, guys. Let's do it again. Now, I'll show you another way to do this. This is another way. So you can do this. This is another alternative way. You can ink it up in Versamark. This is a quicker way. Then you can go with Tuxedo Black. Right. But if you do this, just make sure you don't go back into your Versamark straight away, because yeah, Versamark will become black. Okay, this is the same thing, just different order. All right, let's see how we go. Sorry, that was me mucking up there. That's okay. I was able to show you positive. I was able to show you another way to do that. Okay, that's done. Let's do put another piece of washi on this. And make sure that that doesn't move, and I'll cut it down so it fits in my little machine. All right, let's go. Hopefully this is better. Yeah, that's better. So just as you can see the difference, if you can see a difference between the two I did. And we've got to put our berries. Let's not forget the berries. All right. Okay, so now the sentiment is just going to go here. So having some different layers and different lengths adds that interest. And I'll put the berries there. For a list of supplies, you can check out my blog post, which is up already. And that'll give you how to shop. But I've got my shopping link here. Let's go. Let's see what I can do here. I didn't use the sweet sorbet because I thought it kind of clashed with that the berries, which was circular as well. That was my thinking. So these are the 2022-2024 in color dots. And I'm using the Starry Sky ones. One in the center there. And I'll just put 5 there. I'll show you my original in a sec, but I thought I'll do the inside of the card. You'll do the work on that, and I'll do the so sometimes it's nice to get some ideas for the inside, and I know it takes a little bit extra time, but sometimes just gives you a bit of an idea. Let's go with a bit of Starry Sky blending, and I have not tried this before on this particular card, so I just thought we could stamp a leaf from the stamp set to coordinate with that. With a parakeet party, perhaps. These are big stamps. I'm going to give it a try on the side and see how it looks. I'm going to stamp off. Yeah, that's better. And we'll just do that. I brought in my piercing mat because of the photopolymer. Just gives you a little bit of a look there. And ink up again. Stamp off. And we'll just do that. Maybe I'll do another one on the side. Yep, that's better. Just a bit lost. Right, so, and then just the shading adds a little bit of something. And let's stick that in, and we're done. I hope you like that. You can do the same stamp set and maybe change the colors. If you want traditional colors, just use your red and green or cherry cobbler, maybe some shaded spruce. If you don't have that DSP, you can use cardstock and you create it like that. But the vellum is a good value, I think. You get quite a few sheets from that. All right, let me know what you think. Do you like that vellum? Do you have that vellum? Let me bring it down a bit. So that was that card. Oh, and I'll show you my first card. Yeah, and this one I've used the checks, and this one I'll use the spots. So it's the same paper. I've just switched it around just for something different. Do you like the gingham kind of a plaid look? And then the spots, I thought, oh, it looks like the snowflakes. Like snowfall. So yeah, just try different things. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks, Fiona. Like the card. Yeah, just I like it's just the added texture of that paper. I think you don't need much else with that paper. And give it a try. Let me know. I'd love to see what you make. You can add it in the comments. So I can have a look. I'd love to see that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I've really enjoyed sharing with you. Had lots of fun. And I look forward to catching up with you next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.